As the winter chill settles in, have you ever wondered which items could be in short supply this season? With supply chain disruptions and unexpected challenges, the world is facing some unprecedented shortages. But don't worry, we've done the research for you. In this video, we're counting down the top 15 items that are about to become scarce this winter. Number 1. Macaroni prices jumped 29% recently. What caused this sharp increase for a kitchen staple? A global shortage of wheat flour has made it much harder for pasta makers like Barilla to maintain full production of popular dried pasta varieties, especially macaroni. On top of limited durum wheat, makers of boxed mac and cheese like Kraft are also coping with shortages of other ingredients like milk, butter, and natural flavors. This perfect storm of constrained raw material availability and intense consumer demand has forced companies to reduce or pause macaroni output at certain times this year. As a result, grocery shelves once brimming with every mac and cheese variety now stand barren for long stretches until sporadic inventory arrives. For families, boxed macaroni and cheese was once an affordable and quick comfort food dinner option. But now it is often pricier and harder to find. How long will the macaroni shortage persist? Number 2. Daily meats like turkey, ham, and salami require carbon dioxide for proper packaging to preserve freshness and prevent spoilage. Why are supplies of these meats now being disrupted? A shortage of carbon dioxide worldwide is impacting food producers' ability to reliably package fresh meats. The CO2 shortage stems from lower ethanol production this year, which yielded less of the gas as a byproduct. Could meat shortages worsen if CO2 supplies remain constrained? Number 3. What problem does the CO2 shortage pose for supplies of frozen nuggets? The same carbon dioxide shortage is affecting production of frozen foods like chicken nuggets, which rely on CO2 for quick freezing processes. Other frozen items like pizzas also face potential disruptions. Will adequate CO2 supplies return in time for the holidays? Heat waves and drought conditions severely reduced this year's Midwestern corn harvest. How is this weather impacting popular corn snacks? Declining corn supplies are now leading to shortages of corn chips like Doritos, Fritos, and Tostitos. Excessive heat and drought damaged much of the annual corn crop. Then the war in Ukraine worsened existing corn shortages. Will we see more empty shelves where corn chips used to be this winter? Number 4. California's tomato crop was devastated by overly wet weather this year. Why will we see shortages of tomato-based foods like ketchup through 2024? The state's tomato fields were saturated with rain early in the year, reducing yields. Farmers warn ketchup, pasta sauce, and other tomato product shortages will likely persist for the next 2 years. Some tomato farmers may even be forced out of business entirely due to repeated crop losses. How high could tomato product prices climb given the shortages? Number 5. Why has Costco struggled to keep its viral peanut butter chocolate pie in stock? Costco was forced to halt production of its insanely popular peanut butter chocolate pie due to shortages of key ingredients like peanut butter. The company has had great difficulty sourcing the ingredients they need to produce the pies, leading to shortages across their warehouses. Understandably, Costco fans have been vocal on social media about their disappointment at finding the pie perpetually out of stock. Some have complained they've yet to find one in their local stores after months of hunting each visit. Costco has acknowledged fan frustration and stated they hope to return the pie to full production as soon as possible. But the company has provided no firm time frame. When will Costco be able to regularly stock this fan-favorite pie again? Number 6. Could this be the worst Christmas tree shortage we've seen yet? This year's Christmas tree shortage is predicted to be more severe than previous years, the ones with a height of 6 to 7 foot being the most scarce. Why are the tallest trees the hardest to find lately? Farmers couldn't afford to plant many new trees during the 2008 recession, so fewer mature, full-size trees are available now. Will Christmas tree supplies improve in 2024? Number 7. Texas watermelon crops were negatively impacted by weather this year. How did this affect their quality and availability? Poor weather in Texas, including high temperatures and heavy rains at the wrong times, resulted in lower quality watermelons, as well as reduced quantities. Several factors contributed to the poor watermelon crop. Planting was delayed by unusually high temperatures early in the season. Once the crop was in the ground, heavy rains interrupted harvest operations. Additional problems like low pollination rates also caused the fruit to be less sweet, juicy, and flavorful. Excess moisture caused many melons to become soggy and rot prematurely. This forced prices for watermelons to climb sharply. Will Texas return to normal levels of watermelon production next year if weather cooperates? Number 8. Why are pretzels becoming harder to find at local bakeries and grocers? Shortages of key ingredients like flour, yeast, sugar, and butter have made it more difficult for bakers to produce pretzels lately. At the same time, labor shortages make it difficult for understaffed bakeries to boost output to make up for the material shortfalls. Factory overhead costs like rent and transportation costs are also rising, squeezing margins on pretzels versus competing baked goods with higher profit potential. As a result, many bakers are deprioritizing pretzels in favor of redirecting limited flour, yeast, and labor capacity to items with better cost dynamics. Are pretzel shortages simply a temporary supply chain issue that will resolve soon? Number 10. Canned seafood like tuna saw a surge in demand after trending on TikTok. But can suppliers manage to dramatically scale up production? Major brands like Bumblebee and Chicken of the Sea reported strong growth in sales and profits as a result of this TikTok-fueled interest. Canned seafood sales increased nearly 10% over the past 12 months to $2.7 billion across the U.S. market. However, this newly intense demand is colliding with inherent limitations in how quickly the niche industry can expand production. Canned fish items including tuna grew rapidly in popularity after TikTok recipes went viral, but limited canneries, fish catches, and artisanal production make it difficult to meet the new higher demand. Will TikTok made me buy it trends continue to strain inventories of niche food items? Number 11. Mexico's chickpea crops were decimated by extremely dry conditions. How will this affect U.S. chickpea supplies? Chickpea shortages are forecast again in 2023 after crop failures in Mexico due to severe droughts. The U.S. exports most of its chickpea production, so America relies heavily on cheaper imported chickpeas from Mexico to meet demand. Can the U.S. quickly find alternative sources to make up for Mexico's chickpea crop losses? Number 12. With flu cases already rising, should we prepare for shortages of cold medicines again? As cold and flu cases rapidly accelerate going into winter, history will likely repeat itself regarding shortages of medications like NyQuil. Demand could again outpace tightened supplies, potentially even worse than last year. When should people look to buy cold medicine this year before shelves are empty? Number 13. Clorox, the manufacturer of many popular cleaning products and other household items, was the victim of a massive cyber attack last month. This attack severely damaged their internal systems and operations. It is causing widespread delays in production and shipments across Clorox's entire portfolio of products. When will Clorox recover from this attack and resume normal operations? Number 14. Have you noticed far fewer smartphone brands in stores lately? This nearly two-thirds decrease in participating smartphone makers occurred for several reasons. Many lesser-known brands could not keep up with the rapid pace of innovation from giants like Apple and Samsung and were forced to exit the market. Others fell victim to supply chain disruptions and shortages of components like chips that suddenly became unavailable. The number of competing global smartphone brands has dropped dramatically from over 700 brands in 2017 down to just 250 now in 2023. Why has the number of smartphone brands declined so sharply in recent years? The number of competing smartphone brands available globally has experienced a massive decline over the past 6 years. In 2017, at the peak of the smartphone boom, there were over 700 different brands actively selling devices and fiercely competing for market share. Fast forward to 2023, and that number has shrunk dramatically to just 250 remaining brands with measurable sales volume according to industry trackers. Number 15. A disturbing health trend is causing shortages of laxatives in pharmacies this year. Many teenagers and young adults abuse laxatives by taking them in large quantities as weight loss pills rather than using them properly for occasional constipation relief. This misuse has led to skyrocketing demand and rapidly depleting supplies. And that wraps up our countdown of the 15 items that are going to be in short supply this winter. We hope you found this information valuable and eye-opening. And if you want to stay updated on all things winter-related, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we drop new videos. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay warm, stay safe, and remember to stock up on those essential items we discussed earlier.